Live.
You're live.
Hi, it's Jeff Pulver. Welcome to another edition of Jeff's Place. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for being part of our community. Grateful to all of you who are here to support our musicians. Jeff's Place is a virtual coffee house, if you will. Although no coffee is served, my cup is kind of empty now. But anyway, the show today we have is our songwriters in the round, and we're going to hear from three amazing musicians who are going to be sharing their music with us, sharing some stories behind the music, and each of these artists have been here before. I'm very happy to have Jennifer, Colm, and Mikki here today, and maybe we'll bring everyone up. And the format for those of you who are listening or watching for the very, very first time is we're going to go in a round, and each artist will introduce themselves and then share their music, and we're going to hear 4 songs from each person today. And I heard just earlier that 2 of these artists have music coming out real soon. So I will ask the artist to shamelessly self-promote, which, by the way, if you're being asked to promote it, you're nothing shameless about that. But to promote what's coming out, and for people to click on pre-order links, or just to be aware of music coming out. But let's see, I'll kick it over to Jennifer first and see, how are you? How's your summer been?
Good. It's been busy, but I love busy, so it's been great.
Have you
Um,
been writing more music? How have you been passing your time?
so my first part of my album came out in July, and so I'm
Yay.
actually in the studio working on the second part now. So that's sort of what I've been doing.
Is
That
there a
part.
theme to the songs that you've been writing?
Yeah, the whole project is called Songbird. And part one is really like the questions that you're left with when you've gone through like a really bad situation, and just that self doubt and all of that self deprecation that you're left with. And then part two is the answers to it. So where you become more introspective with everything, and you realize like it wasn't completely you, and that this other person was toxic. So it's this whole story that kind of comes together.
And do you have any happy songs in part 1 or part 2?
Yes, I've tried to put some in there so it's not this depressing mess of stuff.
Okay, and Mikki, how are you?
Good, I'm good. Busy as well, so
Are,
grateful.
are you playing a lot of shows in Nashville these days?
Yeah, I am. I'm playing like almost every night of the week, really. It's been
Wow.
fun. I have a band now as
A
well.
band? So you have a band backing you.
Yes, and we have a full band showcase of original music on Broadway actually next week. So we're really excited.
Amazing. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
are you also writing new music this summer?
Yeah, I just released Poor Mama about a month ago now. That came out, and that's been really fun to promote and talk about. But now the next one that I'm going to play today, we're in the middle of recording it right now, and hopefully it's going to be out sooner rather than later. I'm hoping end of September.
That's wonderful. And Colin, how are you, sir?
Good, good. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
I'm always happy to. In fact, you are a much better host of songwriters in the round than me, since you have the music theory, and of course you are also a performing artist. So I love listening to you speak, and really talk about the song construction and stuff, because it's educational for me. But from your summer, I know where we met last. Have you written much music? Have you been mostly performing? Where are you in your? Are you creating anything new in 22?
Yeah, and it's actually been a nice combination of both things, which doesn't always happen. Typically, you'll be on the road, like Mikki was saying, she's performing nearly 7 nights a week. Sometimes you're on the road full time, and even looking at a scrap of paper is an unusual occurrence. But I've actually been doing some writing, hopefully for animation soon as well, and I'm going to maybe play some of those tunes today in the guise of some characters that you probably are familiar with already. But I've also been in studio with Charlie McGettigan, who's performed
I
here
was going to
before.
ask you about Charlie. Did you say hi on our behalf?
Of course I did, of course, and he was asking for all of you, and he was delighted that we all got to meet over in the Seaport District in Boston. But both myself and Charlie are releasing a Christmas duet, if you can believe it. So we were in studio in the blazing heat in the middle of Longford town recording a Christmas song, which was lovely, and it's been great to work with him. So that'll be out
That
at
is
Christmas
that
time.
is that is awesome. Well, I congratulate all of you for the work that you continue to do and the magic you bring to this world. And I'm grateful to all of you for being here today and for sharing your time. So we're gonna go. I guess today it's gonna be Jennifer, Colm, Mikki is the order, and that's gonna be twice around that way, and then we'll reverse it on the third time around. So Jennifer, I guess for people who may not know you, just properly introduce yourself and please introduce your first song. And I'm gonna take myself out of here and leave you guys in the round.
Let's see. So I'm Jennifer Alvarado. I'm from Vail, North Carolina, which is basically like cows. That's about
Cows.
it. Yeah, there's cows. I sing to the cows. No, it's very small. It's probably an hour from Charlotte. So if you know North Carolina, I'm sure you've heard of Charlotte or Asheville, but it's kind of between all that. So there is no music scene in Vail. So it's me.
It's
and
you.
the cows. But yeah, so I've been writing since I was really little, and it's sort of how it's my therapy. I don't know how else to even talk about it other than it's my way of relating, and it's my way of putting things out there that otherwise I probably wouldn't share. So my first song, it's called Fine, and I think I've shared this one maybe a long time ago, but I wrote this song after somebody said to me that, you know, the word fine has like all these alternate meanings, especially for women. Like when they say fine, it's not fine. And so this was my way of basically saying this is what fine means. So
Great.
And I can just tell you now, most of my songs are sad.
Okay.
I do. So just prepare yourself. Everybody's talking, everyone's asking how I've been doing since you left. And everybody's saying, they tell me they've been praying, they tell me that they can't believe what you did. Smile, shake my hand. Though I still don't understand, but it's not like me to just let go, fly apart, let the whole world know that I'm still not over you. That this broken heart that you left hurts like hell, and I find myself every night laying here crying. So I just smile and say I'm doing fine. They all think I'm stronger, but I don't know how much longer I can keep this charade going on. And from the outside looking, well, they may see me laughing, but inside I'm barely hanging on. I hope you're well, while I'm picking up the pieces of what's left of myself. And it's not like me to just let go, fall apart, let the whole world know that I'm still not over you. That this broken heart that you left hurts like hell, and I find myself every night laying here crying. So I just smile, say I'm doing fine. And shattered pieces of a love that didn't last. never know all the scars that you've left. 'Cause it's not like me to just let go, far apart, let the whole world know that I'm still not over you. That this broken heart that you left hurts like hell, and I find myself every night laying here crying. So I just smile. Oh, I just smile. Yeah, I just smile. Say I'm doing fine. Say I'm doing fine.
Wow. As Terrence says, another great heartbreaker. Wow. How true that is. My goodness. Wow. That was beautiful. And fine. I get you.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Wow. Well, I hope you're doing better than fine now.
Oh, I'm good. I just write sad songs. I'm fine.
Colm, you fine?
Yeah, well, it's hard to be fine after hearing something as beautiful as that. That was gorgeous, Jen. Really, really lovely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's really cool to talk about that word fine, just in general. Like you said before, I feel like it's such a loaded word so many times. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. And it's so funny. You're like, yeah, I'm fine. I just write sad songs. Because us as songwriters, it's so funny that when people ask, like, you know, oh my God, are you okay? Like, that song's so sad. It's like, I just write sad songs. Nothing
Yeah, I
happens.
shared that song and somebody was like, are you okay? Like, is your mental health okay? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I think so.
I'm just fine. Thank you very much. I'm
Yeah,
just fine.
I'm good. Everything's fine.
Wow, that's definitely a loaded word. But there's some places when if somebody, in most places, at least around where I live, it's that if someone asks, "Hi, how are you?" they don't even pause for you to respond. They just start talking. And I make it a point, if someone asks me how I am, I stop and I start answering. And usually it shocks the person, if they don't know me, that I'm actually answering how I am and not giving them a chance to talk. And it's but because whatever happened to our politeness? It's like, that's how come fine ends up becoming fine without actually ever really expressing what it truly is to you at that moment, because we are living in a world that's evolving away from allowing others to actually communicate openly, even when we're asking for it.
Yeah.
If we're asking for it. All right, Colm, you're up. Please, for the one person here who may not know you, please take us through who you are, or who you are today.
Who I am today. So I'm Colm Gavin. I suppose I describe myself as a singer-songwriter, primarily. I couldn't even tell you which or how many times I've been on the Jeff Show or
I forgot. You're a regular for sure.
But it's a few. So the tune that I'm going to play, I feel like we're almost spoiled for choice when it comes to festive songs with regards to Christmas. But my favorite time of year, hands down, is autumn. And I've always felt that like any Halloween tunes are like those deliberately not scary, but like ooky, spooky, haunted mansion Disney type songs, like Andrew Gold's spooky, scary skeletons and stuff like that. But there's nothing that really catches like the melancholy of the changing of the seasons. And I think everybody has been at that point in their life, like whether it's when you're in college and you're maybe seeing someone, or like maybe it's the first time you're in a serious relationship and you're at a Halloween party and stuff like that. And for me, especially when I was in school, that time, because you've just, it's your first month back in school and it's the first celebration of sorts. So people are kind of fitting into their new skins, like quote unquote, or pardon the pun. But so I thought I'd fill up the Halloween songwriting canon with a tune. And this is called But two devastating paradoxes. It's heart-shaped cards at Halloween. There's something about autumnal skies that always makes me blue. Before there was an I and us, or a thought of me and you. We danced until the clock struck 12 to Pickett's Monster Mash, embraced beneath the blood-red moon at a close friend's birthday bash. I tried to smile when they told me you were laughing, then looked away, 'cause you weren't laughing on your own. Like color-changing leaves, I fell for what a fool believes, and what's to come is better left unseen, like heart-shaped cards at Halloween. I counted all the chimney stalks in tumbling yellow hue, and cursed each homespun wishbone that made every dream come true. I did not need a snare to tell a bedsheet from a ghost, but orange grease paint sticks skin deep on the face I need the most. I tried to smile when they told me you were laughing, then looked away, 'cause you weren't laughing on your own. Like color-changing leaves, I fell for what a fool believes, and what's to come is better left unseen, like heart-shaped cards at Halloween. I tried to smile when they told me you were laughing, then looked away, 'cause you weren't laughing on your own. Changing leaves, I fell for what a fool believes, and what's to come is better left unseen, like heart-shaped cards at Halloween. Yeah, what's to come is better left unseen, like heart-shaped cards at Halloween.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That was wonderful.
Thanks, man.
That was, and if, so how do we make that like a go-to song in the genre when people celebrate Halloween, to start playing that on the radio next to Monster Mash?
Yeah, they probably won't. But, yeah.
But it's a wonderful story. And what brings you to autumn? What attracts you to the autumn mind space?
I love the music of people like Nick Drake, and if anyone who's familiar with Nick Drake, there's a tune of his called it's from an album called Brighter Later called Northern Sky, and there's a park. Yeah, beautiful. And there's a park near where I grew up called Corca Park, Corkagh, and I remember my dad used to take us riding bikes when the seasons were changing, and if you could catch it sort of around this time, late August into September, and you've got that mix of greens and browns and a kind of a pinky sky and the sun dipping down, there is a melancholy rattle that comes with that isn't just, you don't have to be over 25 to know what that feels like. And the music of people like Nick Drake just had that quality. It's like when you hear Harvest Moon by Neil Young, it's almost like you can hear the brown crunch of leaves under your feet. And I love that.
Wow. That was beautiful. It was beautiful too. Just a beautiful song. Thank you.
Colm, that's my favorite of yours.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
You totally captured exactly what you're saying. I don't think anyone has ever given such an amazing description of something that fit the whole entire song. Like, I love autumn time as well. It's like probably my favorite part of the year. I'm like right when like summer is switching to fall is like my favorite. And I love Halloween, and I think that you're so right. I never even thought about it. We really just listened to like spooky, scary skeletons and the Monster Mash and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would listen to that on the radio during fall time. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Heart-shaped cards of Halloween. It's a beautiful song to love. It's a beautiful song.
And a great title.
Yes.
Thanks, man. Well, it's a sad thing, but it's a sad thing. It's like imagine going out with someone for a month or two, and as the season's ending, like especially when you're young, like when you're 16, 17, and sending all these lovey-dovey cards and letters, and that is the saddest thing, isn't it? Heart-shaped cards at Halloween. So, yeah. Thanks for the kind words, guys. Appreciate it.
This is beautiful, Mikki. It's you. So please introduce yourself to anyone who may not know you, and stage is yours.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Mikki Zip. Excited to be here yet again. Me as well. I don't know how many times I've been on here.
Yeah, the three of you, I have no idea, but love every time you're here.
But yeah, it's always such a good time, and I'm always so appreciative to be able to share original music. That's really the big thing. But I live in Nashville, Tennessee, play around Nashville. Just released a new song last month on all the streaming things, and that's been pretty exciting. I'm originally from Syracuse, New York. If anyone's from the New York area, I will be traveling back there next week to play at the New York State Fair.
Really? Where's the New York State Fair?
It's in Syracuse.
Oh wow!
It's a big thing every year in our hometown was the fair.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'll be there playing with I have my own set, and then my uncle who sings up in Syracuse, he's right after me. So it's going to be a family
Jeff?
affair.
Yes, Harry?
What are the dates of that fair, Mikki?
What are the dates of the fair? Maybe we'll do a road trip.
I'm playing on the 27th and the 1st.
What, you said August 27th?
August 27th and September 1st, 3:30 to 5:30. I will be there at Shamrocks. That's what the location's called.
All right. You said 3:30 to 5 to 3:30 to 5?
5:30, yeah, 3:30 to 5:30.
Oh, 3:30 to 5:30. Okay, Harry, we'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out. The fair is so much fun. At least the New York State Fair used to be one of the biggest, I know. So
The 27th is a week from Saturday, and then the September 1st is 2 weeks from today. So okay,
yeah.
Amazing. We'll see what we can do on the road. You never know.
This one on walkie, but now I look like a ghost, which fits the Halloween song, so we can just rock with that. Okay, I'm gonna sing this song that is gonna be my next release. We're recording it right now. Very excited. This was called Losing Me, and it's just a song I wrote about a boy, like many songs are about that I have written, and it's just about how he's a guy's guy. Everyone loves him. He's amazing at everything, or at least he thinks he is. And the thing he's worst at is a relationship. So that's where this is coming from. It's a kind of a little heartbreak tune, like Jennifer had as well. But yeah, it's called Losing Me. High school football star, the one who took the team far. He was the reason they won that state trophy. He always got all the glory. His buddies can't stand to play him in poker. Every hand's a winner when it's over. I really don't know how he does it. Damn, I guess he's something. Hey, when it comes to us, he really knows how to leave it in the dust. The only thing he knows how to lose is me. He knows how to slam a door, how to drive away in his Ford. Does he realize, or does he see that he lets me walk away when he plays these same old games? But I think I'm gonna be running free, 'cause the only thing he knows how to lose is me. He sure knows how to throw 'em back. For some reason, he's real proud of that. He can drink anyone under the table. Get to that bottle, he's a lot more faithful. The only thing he knows how to lose is me. And he knows how to slam a door, how to drive away in his Ford. Does he realize, or does he see that he lets me walk away when he plays these same old games. But I think I'm gonna be running free, 'cause the only thing he knows how to lose is me. Yeah. The only thing he knows how to lose is me. He sure knows how to slam that door, how to drive away in his Ford. Does he realize what does he see? That he lets me walk away when he plays these same old games. But I'm finally running free, and the only thing he knows how to lose is me.
Yes, wow. What another beautiful song by Mikki Zip, my God. And it's yeah, it's so is there a particular person you're singing to?
Uh-huh.
Oh, has that particular person heard this song and know it's about them?
They will in about a month.
Ah, I see. Oh wow.
It's funny how that goes.
Yeah, so how do these people react when they realize you're singing about them?
I don't know. The last song that I wrote, it was also, or the one that I released was also about somebody as well. And they texted me and they said they were so excited for the release and that they really liked the song. So I don't even think that they realized it was
So
about
they don't realize that
Yeah.
they were the inspiration for everything.
Yeah. We're just hope sometimes that they didn't put two and two together and realize it's about them. But hey, if they do, that's okay too.
That's-
Life and Glory in the chat said, I think I may have met that guy. A lot of us maybe have met that guy, right?
Wow. Yeah, I hear you. Wow. I guess Jennifer, it's back to you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just keep this sad song train rolling. So it's been kind of a weird week this week. My husband's adopted sister, her son ended up passing away in a car accident on Monday, and I think everybody in our family's kind of like been really introspective with things. And I was looking at some older songs last night, and I pulled this one, and I actually wrote this when I think I was 16 or 17, and my mom had left, and it was one of those things, like I would go to school and I would pretend like everything's fine. And it was one of those things of just seeing like how everybody interacts, and really looking at the world. I think it was the first time I looked at the world and realized like so many people wear a mask. And it was this is kind of my question back to the world of like, why does it need to be that way? Like, why can't we just be honest and say, this is really bothering me, or whatever. So yeah, so this is 16-year-old me. Sing it again, the last note was lower than it should be. And write it again, don't you know that E follows I, except after C. You never do anything right, and at the end of every night you find yourself crying. Can you tell me why no one can survive without living a lie, with a mask of deceit wrapped around their face and an open heart, feeling an empty space. tell me why? As a little girl, you made sure that everything was right. And no less than the best was expected. Oh, baby, now it's time for you to finally let go. Spread your wings and let the wind know you're flying. So can you tell me why no one can survive without living a lie, with a mask of deceit wrapped around their face, and a broken heart, feeling an empty space made for love. So can you tell me why? Can you tell me why no one can survive without living a lie, with a mask of deceit wrapped around their face, and a broken heart, filling an empty place made for love, made for love. Well, can you tell me why?
Wow. Wow. And condolences to you, by the way, really.
Thanks. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay, so somebody do a really happy song now. I'll pull one.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Colm?
That was gorgeous, Jen. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Can you hear me okay? My mic's a little bit further away, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, yes, I hear you okay. I think we do.
Okay, cool. All right. So it's always tough to follow two beautiful songs. And Mikki, that was gorgeous. I don't know if you ever get this, but it was like a combination of Janis Joplin and Casey Musgraves vocally.
Hey, I will take that any day of the week. Thank you.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous because it's hard to. A lot of, like with Janis Joplin, it was all belt. It was all, Big Brother and the Holding Company was like that kind of wow. Whereas you can do both. You can give like the sensitive, heartfelt vocal, and you can do that belty thing that Janis could do. Kind of like Amy Winehouse, the way Amy could do both of those things too.
Yeah.
And that's a rare gift. It's a rare gift, and that's wonderful. So gorgeous. Both. It's so hard to follow such beautiful songs. Recently, I'm a songwriter, and I kind of put myself in the bracket of songwriter before singer because I just kind of croak my way through songs. But I love the task of writing for another artist or writing for a different project. And at different times, I've written for TV commercials, jingles, in some cases just instrumental stuff. But I got the opportunity recently to do some writing for animation. So as a pitch, I wrote a song or two in the voice of well-known cartoon characters. And the two that I'm going to do for you, I'm going to do one, and I had to give it the authentic twist. I have to do the voice, really. So the first one is Kermit, and the second one is SpongeBob.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog. It's a tough life, especially when you're going from a major 1 to a 3 minor, which both of these songs do. So the first one is called Anything Other Than Green. Obviously, this is Kermit. Here comes that lonely tune you sing when you're kind of blue, but that's something I can't do, and I'll tell you why. There's a bright yellow sun today, and red's the sandbox where buddies play, but nothing's melting these tears away for one such as I. If I had the choice, I'd be aqua, cerulean, mauve, or magenta, it's true. I'd take tangerine stripes for a day in the life of a dreamer whose dreams all came true. Give me lavender, violet, turquoise, or scarlet. I'll think of the things I could do. I'd do anything to be anything other than green. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Okay, so now we come on to SpongeBob. What does it take to be a pal? Is it someone who'll applaud when no one else is listening? What does it take to be a friend? Someone tough to fight your corner, even when you're losing. A shell of gold on which I can depend, trailing right behind me till the end. Gary. Boy, am I the lucky one, Gary. Meow, meow. Loyal and true and so much fun. Teammates, you and I, how time sure loves to fly. My best pal, my bestest pal, Gary.
Wow, amazing. So
Thanks.
I'll one day I'll ask. We're going to request the Rainbow Connection to be sung in the voice of Kermit.
Yeah.
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 We need that. And by the way, this is a very subtle plug. We're going to be doing a show in the next month or so, working on the dates to celebrate the life and music of Paul Williams, and we're going to be
Wow.
singing the Paul Williams songbook.
Wow.
So if anyone wants dibs on Rainbow Connection, let us know. Colm. We're working on a date. We're hopeful that Paul Williams will actually go to join us. So it will be, but it's really he's 82 and still ahead of ASCAP, and I figured, why not? And the next one after that, we'll figure out who. But I don't know. Lauren and I and Harry, when Olivia Newton-John passed away, we just felt something, and I kept on watching on YouTube all these collaborations she did with so many other people. So I don't know if you're in the mood for some country. We may salute Olivia Newton-John and raise money for a charity, and I think Lauren and I, Lauren, Michelle, and I, we saw Olivia Newton-John when she was a country singer. She played a rodeo down in Houston. So in the early 70s, we went down. It was one of the first concerts we ever went to, and so. But first up is going to be, we're also doing a 90s show, Lauren, yes? Mm-hmm. So I understand that's underway, but the Paul Williams stuff is going to happen. So I know who we're going to write down for Rainbow Connection. Although you could say it's not easy being green. But anyway, enough of that. Over to Mikki, who has song number 2 and number 3 here.
I just want to say that the Muppets are my guilty pleasure. I love the Muppets. Fantastic.
Thanks so much.
Cool. I loved it.
Thanks, Mikki.
This next song, it's kind of meant to be a little bit of a funny one, so I feel like this is a good follow for that. And I wrote this song just a couple weeks ago, but we're kind of debuting it with the band on Tuesday. Very excited. So this is the acoustic version of it. But this song's called "What Would Dolly Think?" I know the usual saying is "What would Dolly do?" But this is "What Would Dolly Think?" And it's just kind of, if Dolly Parton saw the boy that you were crying about, would she like him? Probably not. You know, she'd probably chuckle to herself and be like, "That boy, what are you doing?" So this is called "What Would Dolly Think?" Well, he ain't the top shelf pig, ain't really that much to see, but somehow he casts a spell on me. With rose-colored glasses that came on quick, the faster he did it wrong. Now all I've been writing is heartbreak songs. I got my friends saying I can do better, but there's some people closer to me that would agree with a capital letter. What would Dolly think about these tears? She say, "Let Jolene take it from here, 'cause that ain't a man worth crying over, man." What would the red even do if she heard this news about my heart being torn up over a boy who should have just stayed a hook up? I know Patsy would say you're crazy, Timmy wouldn't stand by this man, hell no, lady. So when I want to call him after a drink, I just wonder, what would Dolly think? Well, it's kind of embarrassing when I put it like that. If they saw the reason for my heartbreak, they'd have a big old laugh. What would Dolly think about these tears? She say, "Let Jolene take it from here, 'cause that ain't a man worth crying over, man." What would the red even do if she heard this news about my heart being torn up over a boy who should have just stayed a hookup? I know Patsy would say you're crazy, Tammy wouldn't stand by this man, hell no, lady. So when I want to call him after a drink, I just wonder, what would Dolly think? I always thought there were wise words to live by. WWDD. What would Dolly do? What would Dolly think about these tears? She say, "Let Jolene take it from here, 'cause it ain't a man worth crying over, man." What would the red even do if she heard this news about my heart being torn up over a boy who should have just stayed a hookup? I know Patsy would say you're crazy, Tammy wouldn't stand by this man, hell no, lady. So when I want to call him after a drink, I just wonder, what would Dolly think?
Yeah, bring it on down. So you got to find a way to play it for Dolly so you find out what she thinks of the song.
I know, right? That would be wonderful. I'm like, what do you think, Dolly, about what you think?
I kind of get the feeling that she'd tell you directly too. She won't hold back.
Too.
I don't know. Nashville's not that big. I'm sure you could figure out how to find her.
I know where one of her recording studios is, but that's about it.
Well, I think your friend Andy knows how to get to her, maybe.
Maybe. Well, I'm gonna have to let him hear the song then.
Wow, guys, what do you think? Well, I like that. It was like a wonderful country. But it was truthful too, and I love the references to Dolly. I mean, you know what? You could probably get the Dolly Parton fan club, one of the fan clubs, to take that song to liking and promote it to help you launch it, because it's really it's all about loving her thoughts, loving and honoring her at the same time.
Yeah. I love Dolly, and I'm glad I was able to throw in there about like Loretta and Patsy too. It kind of brings it, full circle. Honor those women in country that paved the way, So definitely a little country tune.
Well, I think it's just a matter of time before she finds out about that music.
Right. It's on the list to record. So after this one, we're really gonna hit the ground running. Hopefully, maybe make an EP out of something, or I don't know what our plans are yet, but there's a lot of music. So
There's lots of music, lots of places to be and times to be heard, but it's like no better time than the present. So wow.
why not? Well, I think I have the next one too, correct?
You do. I'm just waiting to know when you're going to be playing the Grand Ole Opry. That's all.
Listen, that is the dream.
I hear you.
I love the Opry. I get chills every single time I walk in that place. So that's the ultimate wish, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it just got to be invited in, and you never know when it comes, but it can come at any time.
Well, this next one is totally in a completely opposite direction, as we like to do here. The broad range of emotions. This one I definitely have played on here before, but again, it's one of the next step that I think I'm thinking about recording. I'm thinking about it. This one's called Holding Hands, and it's a song that means a lot to me. I wrote it about my grandparents and their love story. The greatest love story I've ever seen is what I like to call it. I lost my grandfather at the end of last year. He was very sick. My grandma told me that no matter how sick he got, they at least fell asleep at night holding hands. They were at least holding hands. And I cried and said, well, I have to write that song. You can't just tell a songwriter that sentence and me not write it. So of the million songs I've now written about my papa since his passing, this is one of my favorites for sure. I wrote this with Zach Allen and Laurel Sabadosh as co-write because I sat down to try and write it by myself. And I said, I think I have too many emotions in this that I just couldn't get through it, and I couldn't get out what I wanted to get out with it exactly on my own. And the two people I wrote it with are people I've written with many times before, and they were good friends. So I said, here's all my feelings. I'm going to cry in front of you today while we write this, but I think we can get through it. So this one's called Holding Hands. In the mirror, blue dress and pink lipstick. This car's getting nearer. I gotta be quick. More than nervous, I hope he is too. Shaking hands as I put on my high heel shoes. From the moment I climbed the last seat, there's something about the way you smiled at me. And we were holding hands and making plans. I know what the future had. The memories of you and me, a family we couldn't see yet. But isn't that the best? And right now this is our past. We didn't understand. Just the two of us holding hands. That preacher says you may now kiss the bride. Well, I can't lie, there's some tears in my eyes. But like that first day when I look at you, I know I'm right to say I do. We were holding hands and making plans. I know what the future had. The memories of you and me, a family we couldn't see yet. But isn't that the best? But right now this is our past. We didn't understand. It's just the two of us holding hands, holding hands. staying here like we have for all these years. Right after those doctors told me my biggest fear. How am I supposed to let go? Could be the last time I feel you holding your hand in mine. We were holding hands, we made our plans. We know what that future had. The memories of you and me, a family around us we can see. Yeah, and isn't this the best? That we lived out our past, and now we understand. But just the two of us holding hands.
Oh wow.
Sorry, that one's a little bit of a tearjerker. I was trying not to cry.
But it's beautiful, it's heartfelt, and it's very, very real. So wow.
And so clever from a songwriter's perspective. Like when you have a refrain like that, holding hands, you did perfectly what I hoped you would do, where you took that beautiful sentimental line, and if you hold it against the backdrop of here we are as a young couple together in the prime of our lives, here we are at the flowering of a relationship, and here I am with you, you know, till death do us part. And you did it perfectly. Like, I know you said it was a co-write, but I mean, you feel so much of your own authorship and energy in that, Mikki. That was fantastic.
Thank you. And I think that's totally what was missing when I was trying to write it by myself. I think I was focusing on the holding hands at the end, and I wasn't focusing on, I mean, they had like, I don't even know what you're talking about. They had like a whole story together, you know what I mean? Like, and a beautiful one. They were married for 57 years almost. I mean, that's a big story, you know? And I just was like, I would rather tell their story than tell just the end, because there's a lot more that happened than just the end. So.
Wow. It was just, it was just a wonderful way to create a memory.
Yeah.
And honor. So it's just beautiful, and wow, it's great love story.
The best.
I guess Colm, you're next.
Is it me? Okay.
Yeah, we're going around that. We're going the other way.
Okay, cool. Well, this next song that I'm going to perform, earlier in the year we celebrated the life of Harry Chapin in Boston, and Harry, one of the things that was so inspiring for me listening to Harry's style of songwriting is he wouldn't just tell a story and abbreviate it. He told a story from beginning to end, and was able to capture sentiments by using phraseology and lines that up until that point I didn't think you could get away with in songwriting terms. And so about 4 or 5 years ago, I was asked to be godfather to my Aunt Anne-Marie's son, Sam. And so I was hugely flattered, but I wanted to give a gift that wasn't just an obvious one. And I didn't want to give a poem, because I feel like a lot of the times if you do that, and I have with people, they either frame it or fire it in the corner of the room. So it doesn't have as much longevity. And kind of like Jennifer and Mikki were saying, that sometimes when you say something to a songwriter, you can't but be compelled to write about it. And so in this instance, I wrote a song for the little dude, and it's called Song for Sam. And I always preface this by saying I don't have any wisdom to give to anybody, and I would be the last person that you should take advice from, but I wanted to just pass on some obvious knowledge. Little man, my wide-eyed boy, for you the whole world's new. Every day's a trip on the Ferris wheel or a picnic at the zoo. I don't know much of aeroplanes or the old man on the moon, but I can sing of all the things I've seen, and I wrote this just for you. Be sure to eat your greens and know a thank you from a please that
laughter can cure a winter's cold, and money never grows on trees. Each morning, go and chase the dreams you dream of every night. And no matter what you do, you'll find your mother's always right. And like the cheerful old folks say, count your blessings every day. Be kind to those that need it most, and that means everyone. Be sure to look before you leap in case your shoelace is undone. I hope you make the kind of friends that make the days go by so fast. And when the time comes, find the perfect words to ask your first true love to dance. Like the winter folks all say, have a jolly holiday. Whether it's Kwanzaa, or Passover, or Christmas, or the first day at the Kentucky Derby. Bop da 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 dee da da, bop lee da do, bop da ba dee bla bla ba ba, bop da ba dee da do. Oh, just like that. Shabba la ba lee ba do, da da la da dee da da la da da, da dee da do. I was never all that good in school, but one thing I know is true. No matter how many big books I read, I'll never be as smart as you. I can hold you now, but not for long, 'cause the years go by so soon. No matter what you might grow up to be, I'll always be so proud of you. Oh,
Wow.
That was
thanks,
awesome.
guys.
That was great.
Thanks, Jen.
That's
That was
amazing.
beautiful.
Thanks so
And
much.
what a gift. What a gift to share, you know?
Thanks, Jeff.
Wow. Ah,
I love the descriptions you put in songs. Like, you're so descriptive with your writing, and I think that that's sometimes, as songwriters, we try to stay away from that. But to me, it just draws you in. And that's one thing that I've always thought about with writing is, like, the more specific you are, like, you may think it's too specific, but it's what draws people in. It's what gives people that whole mental, image to be there with you. So, yeah, I love your way of saying things.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks a million. And that's like, I always hope that it isn't too, like, the song is called Song for Sam, but I never in the song mention the name Sam, so that, eat your greens, no, thank you for my please, your mother's always right, that kind of stuff. I would hope applies to,
Right.
do you know what I mean? Right across the board, rather than it just be, remember the time your dad dropped you on your face out in the garden, because that's too specific, that kind of thing. Yeah. Thanks, though.
Amazing. I love it.
Thanks, Mikki.
just beautiful.
Well, I'm going to take a hard left.
Okay.
The song's called Catfish. I've shared it before. Basically, if any of y'all know the MTV show Catfish, that's really where that term started coming from. But I based it on, an actual catfish, because when you're out fishing, sometimes catfish can appear to be something else. And so, yeah, it's kind of based around fishing and then the show, but it's about a liar. So here we go. You're painting pretty pictures while walking in your dirty boots. Well, anyway it twisted, I'll still be the one to lose. And don't you get tired of lying? Do you even remember your name? Well, karma has a way of finding you when you're getting her away. You're acting like a catfish, making me think you're something that you're clearly not. Using all of your tricks, hoping I'll take the bait in your little pond. But you're nothing but a troll, pulling these lines to break unsuspecting hearts. So if you think we're going fishing in the dark, well, you've been catfished. Well, you probably gotta keep a list of all the things you say. And soon you're all the bars that gonna come back to play. Well, don't you get tired of lying? Aren't you scared of being alone? The truth always comes out of hiding, even when you think it won't. 'Cause you're acting like a catfish, making me think you're something that you're clearly not. Using all of your tricks, hoping I'll take the bait in your little pond. But you're nothing but a troll, pulling these lines, breaking unsuspecting hearts. So if you think we're going fishing in the dark, well, you've been catfished. Well, you've been catfished. Well, you're twisting all these lines, thinking that you've won this game. But you're about to see it's you that's been played. 'Cause you're nothing but a catfish, making me think you're something that you're clearly not. Using all of your tricks, hoping I'll take the bait in your little pond. But you're nothing but a troll, pulling these lines, breaking unsuspecting hearts. So if you think we're going fishing in the dark, you better go and tell your no good cheating heart that it's been catfish. Well, you're nothing but a catfish.
Yes. Wow. Again, MTV should hear your song, and MTV networks would love your song. Just, it's one of those things. Wow. I could almost listen to that story continue too.
Okay, I can.
No, it's, but you know what? It's because it's not just, it's a euphemism for being, but it's also a whole state of where things are at times. So it's,
Yeah.
I when I get caught up in the songs, I'm closing my eyes and realize, oh, wait a second, now it's time to come back live. It's like that's a hard transition to make because you're singing it, when it's coming to the end, and you know the song,
Right.
and I'm like just listening to those words and hanging off of them. I was not, and by the way, don't, if there's a message for of the day, it's you don't catfish Jennifer. No. Just no. But
What about song from last time? And I thought it was so clever.
Thanks.
yeah, wow. I guess, Mikki, hey, it's up to you. Wow, this is a fast show. My goodness.
Well, this last one here is the one that has been out for a month now. I played it on here before, I am sure. But if you like it, go stream it wherever you listen to music. Add it to your playlist. It's a great song to scream in the car to. That's my tagline for it. It's very sassy. And it's just about feeling bad for someone's mom because they have to deal with them and I don't. This is called Poor Mama. Well, we call a quiz and I miss you like hell some nights. All my friends know I wanna call you and thought maybe someday I might. Till I heard how you were coping, how you were getting over me, shooting jack while chewing copium and leaving that bar with nothing but breeze. Well, I know all the singles coming through the grapevine. All your boys texting me back over to her. Maybe she can fix your trauma. For your poor mama. Well, that woman who raised you, she seems so nice. Ain't her fault how you choosing to spend those reckless nights. You say I didn't call my mama knowing I haven't let it all out. But I hit the gym, said I'm picking up smoking and hanging at the bars downtown. Your poor mama, she's got her hands full of you, dealing with all your drama, even though you had a bright future too. Well, instead of getting back the good thing you had, if I traded it in for nothing but this, I handed it back over to her. Maybe she can fix your trauma. Oh, your poor mama. Can't believe I ever waited for your call. You were doing God knows what in a dive bar stall. She wouldn't be proud. Oh, your poor mama, she's got her hands full with you, dealing with all your drama, even though you had a bright future too. Well, instead of getting back the good thing you had, if I traded it in for nothing but bad, I handed you back over to her. Maybe she can fix all that trauma. Oh, your poor mama, your poor mama.
Poor mama, my God, wow. Damn.
Sassy. You know?
So sassy. Oh my goodness. The poor mama. That's sassy, yeah. Wow. Okay. So yes, it's available on all streaming services right now. Be sure to go out and listen. Add it to your summer playlists.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good, it's a good sassy tune for the summer. And bring it into fall. Why not? Be sassy in the fall,
Why not? Absolutely. My goodness.
I'm sassy all year round, all right?
I hear you. Wow. I do. Wow. And my niece, Emily, if she's ever listening to the show, and she does sometimes, she's the only other person who's sassy all year round. So
it's a great way to be. Let me tell you.
Hey, Colm, up to you.
Yeah, it was superb, Mikki. It's not an easy thing to do, to musically match the energy, and both yourself and Jennifer are excellent at doing it, but you really did it there where, like you were saying, sassy, but also just so clever. And then from a melodic perspective too, to be able to match those things it's just class songwriting in action. So wonderful, really excellent.
Thank you so much. You're so detailed and stuff. I love it. You're so sweet. So great. Thank you.
Thanks a million. Well, this is similar to the song that Mikki sang about her grandparents. One of the nice aspects, if there could be any gleamed from it, of the whole lockdown COVID period, was that I got to do a lot of virtual shows. And what that meant was meeting people, like in this instance, from different parts of the world. And in particular, I got to know this wonderful woman, Evelyn. She was the grandmother of a very dear friend of mine, Kerry Lazard, who tunes in here from time to time. I never got to meet her in person, but I got to do an online concert for Kerry and her family, and Evelyn was in attendance, and her health wasn't great at the time, but we spoke a little bit. And I was just so captivated by her story. She was a child of a different time, is the best way to put it. She had a wartime romance that lasted a lifetime and was backdropped by the music of people like Sammy Kaye and Bing Crosby, a lot of the music that I love. And I wanted to write a song about her and about her life, or specifically the relationship with her and her husband, in the style of like The Old Lamp Light or something that Sammy Kaye or Bing Crosby or Irving Berlin would have written or sung about. And this is it. And it's a song called It'll Always Be That Way. Darling, the stars shone on the
night that we met, and the moonbeams, they trailed from your heels, and the sweet bluebird song filled the air as we swayed. And darling, it'll always be that way. You're a rosebud in spring, and the finest of things I would offer to capture your heart. My whole world's upside down since your love came around. I'll be with you till the end, from the start. And how can I tell you what your love means to me when your eyes fill the room like a song? I'd move mountains to be two souls in harmony. We're apart now, but we won't be for long. Darling, the stars shone on the night that we met, and the moonbeams, they trailed from your heels, and the sweet bluebird song filled the air as we swayed. And darling, it'll always be that way. Oh darling, always be that way.
Yes, wow.
There we
That
go.
was beautiful. Wow. And I think Andy Dixon dropping by. By the way, I think he's in the house. Just give a shout out to Andy. You always have a friend in Nashville. Just know that. Besides, in addition to Mikki. There's Andy. Hey, Andy. Good afternoon. To
Hey,
you.
how you doing, Jeff?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
I couldn't do any better, I guess they say.
That is great. Well, one of these days we're going to surprise you when Lauren, Harry, and I drop down and catch up, as we need to in person.
I'm looking for that. Looking forward to that.
As are we. So we'll figure that out. I'm hoping to do it in September, but we'll figure out all the details soon. And welcome to Jeff's Place. We're wrapping up a wonderful songwriters in the round. We have one song left, and that goes to Jennifer.
Yeah. So we'll all say a joke at the end and lighten us in a second. But
Yeah, I know you got the heavy songs today.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a song that I've actually never shared like live with people. And part of that was just I don't know, because it's very personal. But at this point, I feel like I've shared so much with y'all that you're family. But the song is called "Blood Is Thicker Than Water," and I don't know if you've ever heard that saying or not. But growing up, I used to be told like, family's family, and no matter what happens, you're still family. But sometimes that can also be used to disregard bad behavior. And so one of the things as I grew up, I realized that like family should not be the reason that you get manipulated in the process. And this is one of those songs that I wrote to kind of help myself. But it's also one that I wrote as something that I cannot ever say to somebody else except through song. So this is "Blood Is Thicker Than Water." You see what you want to see when you look at me, but you don't know anything about me. more. And I see a memory, someone I believed would always love me, until I walked out the door. So I just stay away, hoping everything will change. And they say blood is thicker than water. I will always be your daughter. There will always be that bond. And I've tried so hard to keep holding something, but you can't hold on to what never was. I have your smile, your eyes, your secrets and your lies, everything but your love. It's hard to say just when my heart became so numb to you. The more you pushed, the less I gave, until I saw straight through you. And I've tried to make you proud, but I can't. And they say blood is thicker than water. I will always be your daughter. There will always be that bond. And I've tried so hard to keep holding something, but you can't hold on to what never was. And I have your smile, your eyes, your secrets and your lies, everything but your love. You did the best you could, I guess, but I don't regret walking away. They say blood is thicker than water. I will always be your daughter. There will always be that bond. And I've tried so hard to keep holding something, but you can't hold on to what never was. So I have your smile, your eyes, your secrets and your lies, everything but your love. I just want your love.
Wow. You know, if you were singing really happy songs for the entire time here, we know something would be really wrong going on.
Okay, challenge accepted.
All right. Just saying. I mean, Mikki with her sass, I love that sass. And that sass goes sad, happy. It's just sass. But when you come in, Jennifer, and you're playing in, the heart just goes, whoa, and it just stays there. And you know, you're a beautiful songwriter and singer, and just when you're sharing that energy, you know, the magic just comes right through, and it's just it holds and it holds on to it, and it's like wow. So yeah, eventually, if so yes, if you sing 4 happy songs in a row right now, I know something's really wrong in that world. But
I'm on some serious meds, not kidding.
Colm, so what other voices do you do, Colm, besides SpongeBob and Kermit?
Oh yeah, I don't even do either of those well. No, it was just when I was writing the song for pitch, it made more sense because you always hope when you write songs, especially if it's for a cartoon character, that it'll hold up as an actual song and that it's not just like it would only work as a Kermit song. But like I think it, it has enough in it. Like, and huge respect as well, Jennifer. I have massive respect for anybody who writes a song in E flat. That was lovely. But yeah, like that whole let me give me keys. Here comes that lonely tune. If I sing it in my own voice, like the kind when you're feeling blue. That's something I can't do. I know I don't sound that far away from Kermit anyway, but you always hope that this isn't just something that's going to work as the character, that it'll actually hold up as a song, which I hope they do. They're only they're written specifically for a pitch, but yeah, it's a fun thing to do too.
It certainly sounds like fun, and wow. Well, so how did your pitch go? Did they take it? They said yes?
I haven't actually given it to them yet. I have a contact with a guy who works for Nickelodeon, so the idea of trying to include SpongeBob into that as well was hopefully, it's long shot stuff, but sometimes you just hope when you're pitching things to animators that they might see value in it or that it could be used for something else. So yeah, and it's something that I love to do as well, because when you're writing, and like I'm sure Mikki mentioned about collaborating, I'm wearing my Mikki shirt. When you're writing a song and someone else brings it to you and it's someone else's story or it's their emotions, it's easier your editorial mind kicks in better than it would, because you don't feel like you're cutting out your favorite verse. So you can do it with a different perspective. And when you're writing songs for whether it's Kermit or SpongeBob or Ernie to sing, as it was in this case, you can be objective about what they would say rather than what you think they should say. And that's a fun device to use as a songwriter too. So.
Wow. Well, I years ago I had a friend of mine who was a senior executive at Nickelodeon, and I have no idea if they're still there or not. So I can't offer to help, but I wish you absolute success in being heard, being seen, and hopefully getting whatever you're asking for from those folks, because you certainly bring the fun in, which is always needed.
Thanks, Jeff. And just to anybody who's tuning in who'll be in Dublin next week on the 26th of August, it's my first headline solo show since pre-pandemic. All the gigs I've been doing up until this point have been with the quartet that I play with, Niamh Keane, Alva Keogh and David Sexton. Next week, it's just me. Amy Nessens is the special guest. She's the opening act. And it's in the Speakeasy in Oris Cronon. So half of the tickets are sold out. There's still some left. I try to encourage people to buy them in advance rather than on the door, just because it's cheaper for one, but then it gives us a better idea of how to lay out the room too. So August 26th next week, if you're in Dublin, pop by.
That'd be great. Look, I would like to say we're coming, but I know we won't be there so soon, but we will be there relatively soon. So relative to having not been there in 3 years, but so we'll come back. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being part of the show. It's really an honor and privilege to have you as singer-songwriters, as friends, and really supporters of Jeff's Place. And Lauren and Harry, thank you for bringing your magic into our guests and our audience. Thank you. Please don't forget to support these artists, and more music is coming out from them and others, friends of Jeff's Place, over the next bit of time, and you'll be getting emails from us about upcoming shows. Just as a reminder, we have upcoming shows, Lauren. We're doing Music of the 90s the next month or so. We're putting together a show to give honor to Paul Williams. And we have others, and I want to do my Olivia Newton-John show at sometime in the fall, so we'll figure that out. Anyway, guys, have a great evening, calm afternoon to the rest of you, or where you're all both East Coast. And love and light to all of you, and we'll be back next week. Lauren, are we here next week? We are. Okay, so next week for another edition of Jeff's Place. See you guys. Thank you all for being here today.